Yeah, so it's good. Guys, give me one moment. I want to make sure everything um, all together here. I will be right with you all in one moment, and then we can talk about some things. Again, I like these hours because I know like none of y'all want to see it here. Nothing I have to say and disturb. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, one second. Okay, so so there's been so there's been a lot. Now, hold on, y'all. So there are questions brought to the table. These questions consist of the three aspects that make a relationship stay together. What are the three things that have it fall apart? Now, there's like uh, five things that happened this past day that went by. I didn't see it at first. And then it was a glance of a view. It's like, boom, everything come okay. Now I see what the everything was about. Everything came to fruition. Now, the reason this is being spoken of is because it's one main reason. Sometimes in life, you will be lied to simply because honesty is not believed to be received on the receptive end. So when it comes to whatever it is that may be given, you will not receive truth. I speak of this because of what it is that I was playing last night. And what I played last night has a lot to do with what's being spoken about now. I'm trying to make this sequential connection right here. So, okay, cool. So me, I've had an entire team that's allowed, help bring insight to a lot of insight, right? And there's a lot that was like visibly, like the actual visual shown. And then from that point, it's presented. So I mean, hey, what steps that you want to do going moving forward, right? So you know what? Let me just sit on this. So I sit down, I observe, I look, and I look again, and I look a third time, and I take time. I want to make sure. Am I looking at what I believe I'm looking at? right? No, it is considered. Okay, cool. What it is that I speak about this morning, in which the topic was to be discussed about, is projectional image. Projectional imagery. Okay, so what do we project in the imagery that we display? So let me turn this down. Stop. Man, fucking much. Anyway, projectional imagery. And, a lot of times, this is what, you know, can happen. We can project a certain image of things, right? And then what happens is it's out into the ether, it's out in the universe, and then slowly but surely from there, we got to figure out what happens. How does it take place? What exactly unfolds from there? A lot of people don't get that. What you show is seen in the sense of whoever views it, they'll have a certain imagery projection, right? So there are some things I'm going to show that are of certain imagery projections. Now, a lot of people will look at these things a certain way. It's not the point of the video. Point of the video is making sure that we get it. The point is, with all that's seen, all that's known, the number one thing I try my best to make sure I'm very careful of is the imagery projection that goes on. Gotta be, super careful with that. Why? Because, one day I got a hit up, right? So got people howling at me and they saying to themselves, you know, how much that they really do, rock with the concert. Cool. With this, I got a new alliance, and it's, it's a small facet, but two of the people within our circle. I mean, when I tell you they pretty damn big, um, and so if you want to say audience wise, that's for the most part who we've been. Well, I'll say all of the way part has been. What? Hold on, y'all, hold on. Oh yeah. So all right. So before I forget or whatever, so our homie, you know what I'm saying. So one of our homies, Tammy, right? You know what I'm saying. We call her Tam Tam. So Tam Tam, she's super extra dope. And you'll see where I'm going, guys. Just bear with me. So Tam Tam, she stay on point with like helping us stay relevant in the field that we're in, right? So we're doing lives, we're talking with people because the platform is primarily set up with people come up, they want to talk, right? But The platform is more so set up to where you can be interviewed in the sense of like what it is that you speak of. So, if you come up, you tell us, you tell us you got drama. I'm going to then ask you, okay, all right, cool. Would you like to go ahead and get in the box and tell us all where it came from, where it started? And man, yeah, there's a lot of things that, like, I've heard, I've seen. I didn't realize one or two people from the old spaces actually, they actually found a way. Truth does come to light, right? Truth will come to light. But thankfully, these are two individuals sworn to secrecy. Um, and I'm saying this because it's for a reason. I want enough time and growth to go by before I just, because the thing about it is I have best of both worlds. So on the first channel, that is where you can see growth at, right? And so now on this second one, it's like, nah, I want to make sure I want to make sure everything's there. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure everything is good. I have held back a lot. I held back a lot based on the respect that I have that is given automatically. So it's a whole lot. I ain't never said, I ain't never, you know, a whole lot. But we're going to get into some of that today. Well, it's all night, whatever. So, first things first, right? Being with a person who was like honest, regardless if you're being honest with them. What I mean by that, genuine honesty. That where did that go? Did I put it somewhere? Oh, okay, here it is. Yeah. All right. So, mm, 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 mm. So I had to make certain precautions, and let me see. I'll say like for the last week now, I've been going about things a certain way, going about things a certain way for a reason. Um, that's the only way to get certain type of responses that's necessary to make a proper gauge of what exactly is in front of you. So I had to sit back. I had to listen to these stories, man. I had to listen. I had to read, look at what's going on, and each one of these stories has a familiar theme, and that familiar theme is exactly what it is that the thumbnail says, right? Like literally lies, right? Like nothing but lies. Now the thing about it is, we have to remember you will a lot of times in life. Right? So this is the call. You're gonna get pressed out about being a liar the whole time. The reason why that is because you're not giving the truth. You got a lot that's against you, a whole lot. Now, it's not about if you're lied to or not. How do you respond to lies? A lot of people have a hard time not saying it. So I'm hearing this story after the fact, right? So I'm only giving the parts that I know I'm able to speak about, considering this is all coming from uh, this is all coming from him directly, right? A lot was well overlooked, well overlooked, right? So it's going to come a point. It's going to come a time where "Hmm, that feels good. Wow, okay." It's going to come a point in time where stop. It's going to come a point. Hold on. All right. It's going to come a point in time where you're going to be placed with decision making time. So this guy, he was talking, and he's just kind of telling us like what the story is, how everything worked out for him, right? And if I get permission to, I could play it here, but you know, it ain't got nothing to do with YouTube and copyright. I don't want to violate the people that I got a stronghold with, right? But this person's been talking, and they were saying how all these things connect in their life, right? It's just a lot of connections that are made in their life. Oh shoot. Okay. And so now, they're breaking down how for years, I mean no, decades, they put a lot of trust into their wife. And they was asking us, they was like, what is this disconnect that's right? That has a lot to do with the video that I played earlier. Is there something that's being done wrong? Is what the guy was asking his part. And it just had to be revealed. No, you're not really doing anything wrong. You're out of your lane, not your league, your lane. The very moment that you try to compete with another individual, 'cause that's what he said he wound up doing. He said he wound up finding himself in a position where he's now trying to compete and keep up with this other guy. That's sad. That's real sad. All right, boom. Now we are moving forward to the point of he's telling us about how, look, this is what I've been going through. I've been trying to communicate with her. This is what it is. All right. Hey, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to recognize what it is that you're showing us now. How many times have you observed the actual footage that you're showing us? Because no, that's what I'm asking personally. Now, I'm sitting back. I'm only just listening. My colleagues, if you want to say whatever, they are just all full fledged in. They want to know. They want to ask more questions because it's one of the spicier stories. Oh snap! Okay, no, switch. No, yeah, yeah. Do this. Thank you, thank you. So he's breaking down. He's going all through the years of everything that was going on, and then where I came in is I said, hey, did you ever take time to really examine this, these little footages that you just showed us, right? He says, yeah, I've watched it a million times over. And I'm like, well, okay, hold on, hold on. Did you really look at this footage? Like, I mean, really actually like look at it. And so now he's saying, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's why I'm here because of what he's seen, right? And so I get to going back, I'm looking. So I asked him two main questions. I said, hey, I said, one, Do you know what this like you do know where this location is, right? Oh man. Hold on, let me turn it down. We just there we go. Oh yeah. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. So now you know he's looking and don't y'all worry. A lot is gonna be I like to play dummy a lot. I do. But we'll get into how and why I play dummy in a bit. Just know that I had to do that in order to figure out what I needed to figure out. All right, so look, so he's telling us the story, and he's like, and so I asked him, I said, "Did you see?" He said, "Yeah, he's observed it several times over." I said, "All right, back. Well, let me break down to you what I saw. I'm always hitting a different angle." So what I'm looking at is, I'm like, "Bruh, you said, you said, yeah, yeah, right, okay, cool." Mhm. So I'm just like, yeah, you you told me you observed this many times. He said yes. I said, "Do you see what I see?" No, I don't see it. I mean, I've seen the whole thing, man, and I'm looking at, you know, his wife. He was looking at his wife basically on film, like cheating on him, right? Oh shit. So I said, "Hey, bro, don't you you see right there? You see it, right? Yeah. Well, I said, bro, right there is all the proof you needed. Now you said this is how old ago? How long?" So we're breaking stuff down, and the point that I'm making is that without too much detail, because then it might be known. I recognize what key proof is around you, right? Key proof that's all around you. You see, and so there's certain things that said, and then you just start to pick up slowly, slowly, like, okay, that's why that's a place. Okay, so that's why I was looking at what I was looking at. That's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. And because we're not able to recognize what's taking place a lot of times in our face, because, I had to tell him, I said, "You ain't see that because she was wrapped up in emotion at that time." And so that's when, he was expressing to us, he's like, "Well, that's always been that way." As far as he finally recognized that what he saw was something he ignored the entire time. He, he wasn't seeing it at first. So boom, he's like he's looking at his wife's home. She's seeing another man with him. Oh shit, shoot, and that's where everything went haywire. So now he's up here. He actually goes to the house. It actually went there. Actually, we went to the house, and that didn't turn out good. So he wound up getting into a big altercation with the guy. Both of them, you know what I'm saying, wound up getting arrested because as he's fighting the guy then pulls out a knife on him. He gets stabbed twice. Right? Well, this is deep. He gets stabbed twice. And the only reason why both of them got arrested is because of the knife factor. Blade. Had the I guess the mystery guy had the new guy. not pulled out a knife, it would just be him that went to prison. So this is like I think a decade and a half later. So what happened was he's expressing to us how at the end of it all, like, yeah, 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 yes, ooh, hmm, my bad, Joe. That my mm, much. Wow. So he's saying how he wound up getting all this proof. He's on the phone with her. She up here got a whole nother man listening. She's up here pleasing another man while she's on the phone with him, all this other stuff. And he was telling us what led up to everything he went through. Um, he was saying how he was peeping and hearing and noticing how something wasn't right long before he even guy winds up shanking him. He's fighting the guy. And that's very touchy would be considered something I had to, but it's not so for you. So so he's up here, he's tussling with the guy. And I asked him like when it all came down, I said, hey, that makes you a person. I know that you know that woman. Do you know that man? Like, you know who he is? I said, I ain't that well. If she's infatuated with that man, which would be very tough to deal with, what do you think is anything you can do to keep him from going to her place, them going out through the day, her lying to you about her day the whole night? What do you think can stop that? He tells me, he says, me. That's what I tried to do. I said, now wait, where did he get you? Well, I mean, I wound up getting stabbed. He wound up going away to prison, right? So he got stabbed, he went to prison. Said, all right, bet. So did you stop anything? You know what he said? He said, no, man, she just wound up leaving the both of us and she still got married to the third guy. What is the point of that which we speak of, right? Hold tight. Mm. What is that saying? My bad. It's muscles. I feel like I was pulling a muscle. Oh man, I felt like I was pulling a muscle. Goodness gracious. A lot of noises are made. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Randomly. Um, I hate dealing with that. Mm. When you're relaxed and feel like you're about to pull your whole damn thigh muscle out your body. Goodness gracious. So on this voyage, he's telling us everything that's going on. He's showing us, and we're like, okay, bad. Now it makes sense. That makes sense. Now we're seeing the collective of everything that's been taking place. And after he's telling us, now mind you, he's out, he's not on parole or probation no more, nothing. He's out as a free man. He wanted to come up and kind of just talk to us and figure out why he was here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why he was saying what he was saying. we now, I really like what my man Jay was saying. Like, so my man Jay, he basically breaking it down. So I'm like, look, we're gonna go through things. Man, shout out to my man Jay. Yo. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to my man Skate. Jay Skeets, man. My man Jay Skeets, man. Jay Skeets is a dope dude, man. Um, his insight is beyond this world. So he like, all right, so you saw everything that was taking place in your face. He said, how long before the divorce, the whole nine, before you actually recognized what was taking place? So the dude, you know what I'm saying? He was just kind of like scratching his chin, thinking about it. Like, you know what? I think I'm going to say it took about 10 years. Oh, wow. It took 10 whole years for him to finally look, go through with everything I told you he did, right? That took about 10 years. It took about it took about 10 years for him to even confront his wife. Oh boy. So y'all ready for it, right? You know how long they actually were together in its entirety? Six and a half. It took that man twice the amount of time. Again, it took him twice the amount of time to express what it is that he felt, what he's seen. But he fell in love and married this woman in half that time. Hold on. Let me turn this way. Let me turn this way. And so he's now sitting with himself. And this is the biggest part of everything that's being spoken about. Right? Because we're really trying to figure out and ask him, like, all right, so your entire marriage, the marriage itself was 5 years. Okay. About six and a half. I'm sorry. Six and a half. Forgive me. Six and a half. Okay, cool. And it took you double that time to build up the courage to actually go do something about this. And then when you finally do, it doesn't work out good for you, and then you get charged with assault, and because you already have a record prior, they hit you with some time, right? So he's in there about 8 years. Listen, hold on, let me one one second. Message this. Hold on. Shit, you see it, yeah. And so I want us to think about that time frame, right? So, for the night topic that we had a topic. The topic was, why are men angry? Or what would you say brings about typical frustration in a lot of men? Now, the number one cause, believe it or not, people, the number one cause would be lack of sex. That's the number one cause. Now, after that, right? The second part, that's it. The second leading cause of that, men being stifled in communication, and they do get a chance to communicate, they don't. So the whole time we listening to him, I've been already peeped that. I say, yeah, I see why he went to prison. And this is no diss, no nothing. It's just it is what it is. You know, I'm saying to myself, I do know why he went to prison. Hmm. There's not too much reason there. Oh, wrap my head. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. All right. Mm. Wait, no, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Let's keep tight. Let's keep tight. Yeah. Um. No. 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 So now knows. There's a whole bunch that's going against him. I had that. I just happened to. And Brown was curious, but now everything he just told us, the time he listening, he was only with about 6.5 hours. Everything else you named that you ended up going through was about double that time. You know what he said? He said, once a man falls in love, there is no amount of time, or there is no amount of pressure that man won't go through to make sure that all is well. Now, did he make sure all was well? No, he did. I mean, he did some reckless stuff that sent him away. Honestly, I mean, sent him away not prison wise, like he almost wasn't here anymore. Um, y'all hold on. Give me a second. All right. So him being involved in all these different type of scenarios in his life. And you know what? Nothing wound up being anything. Nothing added up at all. Now we're at this point. We're at this point. Oh boy. Mm. We're at this point where all he wants to do is he wants to know answers like where did he go wrong. So I'm asking him, I say, you want to know where you went wrong as far as before you went to prison, or do you want to know where you went wrong as far as what you overlooked or didn't see? He said, I want to know before that. And I said, well, really, there's nothing you did, believe it or not. You know, sometimes in life, you're not going to see those signs. You're just not. Wait a second, I gotta grab it. Stop it. It's it. you can stay. It's not it's okay. Mhm. But only times, right? This and I'm not really quite grasping what's taking on. Hold on, please. Let me get back with y'all with the real shit in a second. So it's now, yeah, yeah. So it's now it's like that. And again, I only like to pop up at this time because I know not near one soul is listening. And I don't want any interruptions in any form of fashion. So in this group, now it's three of us guys. We got four sisters with us, right? And the dude that was talking with us, right? He's been watching for a while because he's one of the he's one of the larger content creators people. You know what I'm saying? That's number 10 for attention. And so, he's like, yeah, I mean, been watching for a while. And he said the one thing he's always picked up, the one thing he's always caught on to is in the show, we always have a little segment where it's kind of like a truth or dare. And in this truth or dare, you basically ask like specific questions about like a time period in your life. And the reason why we do that is to get a good feel of what goes on when people go through whatever it is they go through today, right? So we'll ask a scenario and then we speak on the topic to whatever you want to elaborate on, right? Mhm. To whatever you want to elaborate on. And we get a much better feel of why people say the things they say, why they go through what they go through. He was reminding us, he was there that day for what you community, and he was up there in the panel with us. And he said, yeah, you don't remember when I was speaking about the circumstance and y'all had what you did, and y'all said, would I rather save my ex or leave my ex? Like stay with your ex or leave your ex. And he said, you don't remember how I responded? He said, I'll go do everything I can, I'll do the most. I'm just keeping it cool. I'm keeping it real. That's what he said. He's like, he said in the refrigerator, he said, yo, he said, I was sitting, I was waiting to see if you guys would pick up, and I was actually talking about what it is he actually been through. And we're like, hold on, wait a minute, you telling us that wasn't hypothetical? He's like, no, I'm nothing about that hypothetical. He said, man, I went ahead, man. He said he did some time over that, everything. I said, man, you worried about doing time? I said, sir, could have lost your life. Could have lost your life because you wanted to try to prove the point. It's like, yeah, I know, man, but I mean, hey, now one thing I did throughout what he was saying, I have to give credence to that. I would always recognize this. When a person actually is in love, you'd be surprised what things they might wind up doing that most would consider to be out of body. Right? So I mean, even though what he was saying, I'm saying to myself, like, bro, not smart, not cool at all. But for him, watch this. For him, that divorce, that time in prison, even though we was trying to figure out why he kind of come up, like I peeped it like from day one. You know, we've been doing this maybe about, I mean, solid, like a full solid. So I say about 3.5 weeks now. We going on about going on, right? And I remember I used to see him come up. He's one of the main people that come up all the time from the chat to the panel. I'm saying to myself, I'm like, bro, I've been peeped. He was a little disturbed. And so now I'm saying, well, yeah, I mean, the divorce, the time in prison, uh, there's one kid involved with that. He has 3 kids, but with that woman, he was saying he has one. So he has 2 kids prior and one with that woman. Right? He said it all was worth it. Mm. He said it all was worth it. And I said, you trying to tell me you weren't even with her you didn't know her, and you weren't with her for half the time that you had to go away for. Nobody could understand why. Finally, he breaks it down. It's like, because he said I was lied to. I said, well, okay, I mean, I understand that, but I mean, still, that was my follow-up question is, was that lie really worth all of that? Was it worth all of that? He said 100%. You know, the sad part about all of this is that we don't know the extent and limit to what people would do, how far they'll go. And so he's like, yeah, you know, the guy was talking real bit tough. He was saying how he'd have left it alone if only the dude would just stop saying little funny slick stuff to him. He just wasn't able to like let that shit go. He said all his friends and family kept trying to talk him down. For whatever reason, he just wasn't able to let that go. I speak about that because we are going to recognize that. We're going to see it. We're going to hear it. We're going to be able to know that there are going to be times in your life you're going to know some shit ain't right. Okay. What are you about to do about it? How are you about to go about it? Now, this is something that I had to go ahead and get out to the ether right before. Hopefully I can get some good. I hope I can be good for this. Probably gonna have a chance to maybe show you guys a little bit more of what I've been doing. So I say the last couple of months now. So I've been trying to add up, uh, put the footage together, put everything together. Yeah, we're gonna see how this works out. Um, if I can get good footage of it, I'm going to. As far as because I've been a perfectionist with this as of late. But anyway, hopefully I can go ahead and show y'all what's going on with this. But anyway, so ending off in that story, one thing I've peeped and I've noticed is the extent the extensions that people will go to try to prove points or to get their word across, if you want to say whatever it might be. The way that works out, the way that works out is like this. A lot of times in life, you're not being lied to. Someone was lied to, and so now you're lied to. You ignore those face. Uh, from after you explaining to us the full extent of the story, I must say that I recognize that you allowed yourself to have to go through that. You know what? I can also recognize why. Recognize why. Because a lot of times we don't even want to see what we're supposed to look at. We want to see what it is that we want to see. See? So I said, hey, let me ask you this. What did you learn? And, he said the saddest thing I can ever hear somebody say. He said, never trust a woman again. I said, bro, that is not the answer. I mean, I let him get his issue off, of course. I didn't just hop in. Because you know something? Everybody's going to go about this life the way they're going to go about this life. Oh, snap. They're going to go about it the way they're going to go about it. He said, I never trust another woman again. I say, wow, bro. Like, listen, you're not realizing that one thing. Oh, gosh. Wait. Shit. Hold on. Hold up. Oh. Oh my gosh, man. I'm not going to front y'all. I just totally lost my temper. Boy, I just lost my anything. Oh my God. Don't nobody see what it is that you see, how you see it in this life. You know the problem? There's a set vision that this world is supposed to consist of. Success standard in which it's like it's supposed to be. You're never supposed to be in a position where your thoughts got the better of what was the reality circumstance in your life. It should never be that. Does it happen? Yes. That's how my man wound up going to prison for double the time in which he was married. Married for 5 years and went on ahead and threw away his life for about 10 plus. Now, again, why did he say it was worth it? Because he has certain principles in his life that, for whatever reason, he said, I can't be played with in that fashion. So he will not be played with that. What is worth it to one person will not be worth it to the next. Who is valuable to one person, he will not be valuable to the next. He kept trying to figure out, why am I being spoken to so disrespectful? Well, because she has more respect for that next guy, not you. It's not you she has the respect for. He's going to get all the praise. Because that's where her respect and her loyalty lies now. Now, again, before he went to prison, bro, you could have passed away. The dude could have actually ended your life. It's only because he missed the main artery. He missed the main artery, and he missed the main vessel. Is why you said, yeah. Other than that, had he sliced that, you'd have played up. For whatever reason, none of these things being said to me. Whole group, we all are kind of chiming. Nothing's being really that heard to. You just don't get it. He's not He's not allowing it to register. Hey, bruh, there's a lot that's going on before you even had a knife put in you. There were a lot of things that were going on from what you told us, and you just ignored it. He was too infatuated. Man, he ain't see it. So now the other dude's over her crib. She, I mean, she's doing all kind of stuff, talking to him on the phone while he's over there. He's faking like he's not there. He's pissed about that shit. I mean, it's terrible. So then he says, you know what, bump that. He's like, nah, we know something ain't right. Now, mind you, they got a kid together. So that was the number one thing that was like on his mind. So this isn't a circumstance where the kids involved. Even though still I say, don't do it for that reason. So I mean, she's just over there just acting like she's listening. No, she's not. She got a whole nother everything going on in front of her. She made it very clear to him along the way. He wasn't picking it up. He didn't see it. He didn't get them signs and signals. It didn't even register to him. Everything that she was saying and doing throughout that entire everything before that, he didn't even see it. She was literally dropping off the hinge tone. He just ain't pick him up. And then he's asking him, he's like, well, why did you do that? And unfortunately, the answer that he got was a very tough answer. She was saying to him how she's been exited. Her heart has been gone like a while ago. It's just she didn't know how to tell him her heart was out of it. So she purposely started to do things to push him away. Personally, I say that's not mature. So first of all, everything I'm hearing is either a lack of maturity, a lack of awareness, or just not reading around. Period. So this big boiling mess here. Yeah. Mhm. So we got this big boiling mess going on, and he's telling us, you know. So no, wait, I asked him. I'm listening to the whole story. So finally I get a chance to ask him. And believe it or not, people, y'all be surprised. Everybody, out of all of us, which we kind of rotate. You know what I'm saying? All seven of us ain't always up at the same time. It's usually about a good 4 to 5 of us, though. I talk the least. Believe it or not. I know y'all like, what, Smitty? Yeah, no, for real. Oh, but I don't really talk as much because the element that I'm in and the circle of people that I'm around, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So I finally asked him, and I say, would you do it all again? It's crazy. He said 3 times over. I asked him, I said, hold on. So if you actually were able to not go to prison again for what took place, he said, now I heard you. He even cut me off. He said, I heard you. He said, I'd do it 3 times over again. I said, why? He said, because a man's principles and what he stands for when he does stand for something is there is no price on what you wouldn't pay to make sure that's, upheld. Whether it's by people, by people or by you. I had to sit on that. I did. I had to sit on that. I had to figure out. Let me get this stuff. Okay. Let me get this back. Okay. I don't need that. Oh, he didn't understand it. He didn't get it. And the reason why is because he put himself in a bad predicament. me myself. So in the deal with, right? Group I deal with, um, like I said, it's seven of us all together. We just rotate, like panels and topics. And what we do is we try to hone in, we try to make sure whatever the topic is, that's who's up there to talk about it. I'm not up there for every topic because I really don't, I don't have the best info for every topic, but when I am there, I make sure I show up. And so, I've been dealing with this group for a while now. Now, I've known these people for a nice little bit. I've been peeped my one homeboy's content on YouTube for a while. I've seen it for a while, so you'll see me along. Because this is like another story now, so now we're on to something else, right? So I've been peeping that content for a while. And, it's one of them things, I just kind of like would drop comments and stuff like that. And I had no clue while I'm just like saying hello, hey, just keep going. Everybody know me knows you will see that type from me at some point. He's saying just keep going. Right? So I'm doing that. Uh, it all started to sink in more and more and more why I do what I do. So it's me and this group. And it happens a lot. I don't know if anybody, I don't know this, does anybody else have this thing where it's like you don't date coworkers? All right. So, I'm not getting paid for real, but that is somebody I work with on a regular, like a good 3 to 4 days out of the week. 3 to 4 days out of the week, I'm on a panel with this person. So now, mind you, y'all, this is real life. This is true story. This is active right now, currently. So this ain't no hypothetical, no nothing. I'm just sharing with y'all. Things are going with me. So I had a chance to talk to this person, and it was not easy to do. It was not easy to do for me. It wasn't. And so, because I know how nowadays is, as far as when you speak your mind, honesty is looked at as a bad thing. It's a lot that goes on. It's a lot that goes on. And so, I finally had a chance to at a little function last night, right? I wound up, because it wasn't far from my home. Quite a few of us are in the same vicinity. And then the other three are states away. So I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go because I ain't want to have to face the music and, you know, tell this person that, to be honest with you, that's not where I'm going to go. I don't want to go there. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to be on that level. I had a chance to actually speak, get that off my mind. And you know what? It was a reminder. You should be able to speak and let people know what it is that's going on with you and how you feel. It's a lot of hit on flips. I'm just not big on um, if I'm just working with you now. It's one thing if we already got that connection outside of that. The reason why I say it because I've seen too many times over. See, right now, next thing is very awkward. Very awkward. And it just really like it sours a lot. Now, the only time you're going to be able to get these type of thoughts off is if you're dealing in mature circumstances. The fact is, you always have to make sure that you're 100% straight up. Just tell people, be honest, don't drag out. I'm saying this because I said, it's all right if I kind of talk about it. She said, man, you go ahead. She said, I'm gonna talk about it. I said, no problem. So I don't know what she said on her end about this, but whatever. This is home buying. Shout out. My point is that I'm speaking about this because you know what? You know how many times in life things go all the way sour because neither party knew because of societal standards. Neither party knew that I could just be honest. So because of these societal standards and everything, you know, a lot of people they don't believe that they can just be honest with you. A lot of people may have a reputation to uphold everything. They don't know. They don't know if they can be honest with you. They don't. But a lot is seen. A lot. Like you know, we could just got to the point where we just had to let him know. We did. We had to let him know, hey, bro, so you see it, right? All right, bet. You see where he's located. All right, bet. He's over her crib. Are you still going to do that over again? What does he say? Yes. I'm like, my G, us as men, we need to get our thoughts together when it comes to how we respond. You know, throughout the 10 years he was in there, he could have just had the tough talk how I was speaking about and then not gone through any of that. Throughout them 10 years, Lord knows. I mean, who he could have met along the way. Lord knows who he missed meeting along the way because, oh, yes. Oh, because he just didn't get it. He just didn't, he wasn't able to have. He wasn't able to have multiple, oh man, I realize. He wasn't able to have multiple angles of looking at the one circumstance he was going through. He was not able to see all of the different avenues and routes he could have taken. He only knew that one route, trying to bloody somebody's nose and beat people up. And they got him caught up. Like he got hurt bad. He almost lost his life. You see? And then for what? You know something? I told him to. I said, I'm just letting you know, I'm glad you're still here to speak your story for yourself. But you know how I speak about being the author of your own story. You know, and I told him, I said, but had you left here, you'd have been another statistic that people would have really been laughing at. And, you know, he basically was saying, like, shoot, he is still laughed at. I'm like, I'm going to be honest, do you blame people? He said, nah, I don't. He said, I know what I did. And, you know, man, forgive me. I'm sorry. Eat. Hold on, I got that. Read that up. Y'all have no idea. I don't have a clue. Oh my God. But and forgive me, I'm relaxing about it all. Because uh, if it's choppy, it's because it's from my phone. And yeah, let's just say I haven't got up yet, but I'm up. No, that's simple. So fact is that what I'm talking about, yeah, people lying. Man, you got people that's gonna press you out about being honest, and they was 100%. And man, the parts that was really important on man, they was lying to you 100% of the way. Everything that man went through that day that he went to her house was a buildup of him just, I guess, being lied to, or not getting clarity on whatever it is that they might have talked. I don't know the extent on that part, right? But at some point, he didn't feel like he got clarity, and that's when everything went in the direction. And yeah, get that one, get that one. Yeah, get this. Oh, right. Hmm. A lot of people don't get clarity. You know, there's no clarity, and so the day and age we're in, a lot of people got to recognize too. That person is not going to feel like they owe you any clarity. She was doing whatever she was doing with that guy. He didn't have no regards of how he felt, because in her mind, she did not owe him any clarity. In her mind, her hands were clean. She had moved on. The thing is, in his mind, that wasn't the case. So now it's a bunch of confusion on that part now. And a little bit we know about the story, she has, I guess, told him, look, I told him this, I told him that, blah, blah, blah. He has chosen to ignore, which, I mean, honestly, when I heard that, because he played a little tape recorder, when I heard that little bit, I'm like, well, now I can kind of understand that, because the man clear as day told me that he disregarded all safety precautions and measures and went to prison over this. Well, for 10 years plus. Marriage lasted 5 years. Again, I'm gonna keep saying that the marriage was half the time in which this man went to prison for. The things people do. Mm. Okay. Put no. Put that. So I got a really, really long trip ahead of me today. Long trip. I'm going to go. I'm going to go actually. It's not even so much like, I mean, I guess you could say interview. I more so look at it like orientation. Um, it's going to be for like people who are going to speak to people, because that's something I'm getting ready to do. I haven't been telling y'all too much about it, but I guess shoot, I'm already here now. Might as well speak a little bit about it. Um, another thing, when I was telling y'all, I'm going to be doing things different and moving around more. So, it's people that know that I've had my accident, and I've had my bouts. You know what I'm saying? I've had people fake like they were my friends, or fake like they love me. I've had people that were sincerely my friends and sincerely loved me since my accident. More people have been trash, garbage. And then you got your small handful that it's like, yo, I appreciate you during this time. So now that I got, better, a little better of my balance when it comes to my legs, now that I actually can mobilize up and down steps, these are things that I'm capable of actually achieving now. And again, footage on the way. But I'm thankful that I'm able to do that. So I'm now in a position where I'm just going to go and talk to people. I'm starting off locally. I was invited to go to a much, much larger platform, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, me. Like, my little Bony ASS subscribe account. Don't nobody watch my show. You know what I'm saying? But somehow or another, somebody did watch it, and so we're going to see what that looks like in the future. I already made it very clear I'm not going to speak too much and do a lot of shout outs with that because I don't know how things are going to work out. I don't want to be sitting up here, screaming somebody out and then, it's like, why'd I even say that? So just note that's what that is for the record. But, the main thing we're speaking about this morning is that trust factor. Even down to last night, like I'm doing a show. The show that I'm doing is based around why is like us. Why are we messed up, right? And let's think about this. Doing a show. Why are we messed up? It hits my phone during that time. I'm looking like, oh, okay, cool. You see, I guess I sent the flyer out. Sometimes people just put a heart, react, like, hey, good, you're doing a show. I look up, hey, this was a whole message. Now I get to reading the message, and I'm like, you actually took time to put graphics to this to make it 100% fake, but then want to call it real. And what this person was doing was they were standing right in front of an ancient, like, Egyptian, ancient Kemet, like painting. So they're out and they're showing that back. What is the sincerity behind what you do? We can do a lot of talk, but what is the sincerity behind what you do? Me, I always make sure that I put the intentional aspect of what's going on in my life first. Like, we like to just kind of, again, if you can talk about it good enough, then why should you have to actually show or prove anything? You talk a good enough game, shouldn't be no issue. If you talk enough, then yeah, you should be able to. That's not the case. Because there's always that group of us. Nothing comes out or works out how you want it to.
Oh, okay. Bet. All right, y'all. Well, yeah, we're gonna take care of that.